name is Seti, and today we have a special guest, Mr. Kirk Hazlett. He is the adjunct professor of communication at the University of Tampa and has more than 35 years of experience in public relations. He has also worked both the no, non-profit and government sector in the USA and Asia. Mr. Hazard also served as the ethics officers for the P- PRSA Tampa Bay chapter and has held important leadership roles at the national level of PRSA. We are excited to learn from his knowledge and experience. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me today. I'm looking forward to sharing ideas and experiences.
Yeah, this is enough your intro. If you want to something add, you can add.
Okay. But, I think we can jump right into the interview if you want.
Okay, no problem. So, my first question is, can you tell me us a little about yourself and your work?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I'm Kirk Hazlett, and I started out in life not knowing what I was going to be doing. And my first degree, college degree, was actually British literature. I thought I would be a literature professor at a university somewhere. Then I joined the United States Air Force. It was 1968 and Vietnam was happening, and I did not want to go to war. So I joined the Air Force, thought I would stay in the United States and do something, and wound up in Vietnam teaching English as a second language to the Vietnamese military. And I say that as I was in the Air Force, and as I sort of moved up in my career, I decided I wanted to get a second degree in business management because I was doing a lot of management things. And I had to take an elective course. This is where you take anything you want to. And I was looking for the easiest thing I could possibly find. And I found this course and I read the description, and it was called Introduction to Public Relations. And it was easy. So I registered, got the book, started reading the book, and said, oh my, this is what I've been doing for the last 4 years in the Air Force. I did not know that's what it was. So that's how I found public relations, by accident, by taking a course, which is why I encourage my students to take many, many different kinds of courses to find out what they're most interested in. But so I was in the Air Force, then I left the Air Force, went to work for the United States Army as a civilian in public affairs, public relations. And that's where my career, official professional career started, was with the Army. Did that for a few years, and then I moved into the private sector, into the regular world, and worked in a number of different organizations. So tried a lot of different kinds of things, built my public relations knowledge so that I knew could do things at a higher level. And it's been a lot of fun ever since.
Okay, so now my next question is, what is inspiring you to choose a career in communication and public relations?
It really was. And this is so important. And again, something I try to emphasize with my students is I really enjoyed, liked what I read about public relations, and had been doing it. I just didn't know that that's what I had been doing. And I decided, I obviously, if I like this much, maybe I want to make it my career. So, and I'll go back again. I'm talking a lot here. Apologize, but in the beginning, in the Air Force military, I was audiovisual specialist. I showed movies. I managed briefings for commanders and things, and that was sort of the management kinds of stuff. And when I learned about public relations, I realized that that's what I had really been doing, and I wanted to do more of it. So it was a conscious decision. I applied for an internship program that taught me everything I wanted to or needed to know about public relations and got me started. But it's because in my heart, I knew public relations was what I really, really enjoy doing.
Okay, you explain that you explain very much, and now I'm getting interested in your work. Okay, now my next question is, what do you enjoy most about teaching at the University of Tampa?
Well, I would say university at every university that I have taught, and I've taught in about I think 6 or 7 different universities in Florida and in Massachusetts. What I enjoy is introducing students to what I did for a large part of my own professional life. And I don't expect everyone to say, yes, I want to do public relations, but I can talk to them. I can tell them not what it says in the book, but what it says in real life. And that's what I enjoy. I teach real life. This is what happened today or yesterday, not what happened 100 years ago. So again, it's a lot of fun. And what I really, really, really enjoy is seeing the light go on in a student's eyes when they say, wow, I want to do that. So that's the most fun part is getting people excited and helping them find their path. Not everybody wants to do public relations. That's okay. I'm here to help you find your way.
Okay, so now my next question is, what is public relation in simple words?
Public relations, in simple words, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of my professional friends really get angry when I say this. Public relations is a dating service. We introduce our organization to you if it's a good match, then we have a relationship. You're dating. But it truly is helping the public understand what an organization is doing, wants to do, and is possibly, not always, but possibly good for them. So it's really very much, it is a dating service. If you like each other, it's going to be a good relationship.
Okay, so now my next question is, what why is ethics important in communication and PR?
Ethics is important in everything, truly, but particularly for communication and public relations, because I am, as a public relations professional, trying to get you to accept what I'm talking about. And you have to trust me. If I'm lying to you, and you will find, as I tell my students, I will find out, then you have ruined the relationship. Ethics is doing the right things for the right reasons at the right time. And it's important. It's non-negotiable. You have to do it. You can't lie in public relations because, again, as I tell the students, I will find out. So that's it. Ethics is it's there. It's a must have.
Okay. So now my next question is, can you share one challenge you faced in your career and how you solved it?
That's a good one. And I was thinking about this. This goes back to when my very, very first job in public relations. After I finished my internship with the Army, I was given a full-time position. This was I was at the time here in the United States, I was in the state of Virginia. My new job was in Massachusetts. And so I went up early to find a place to live and to see what was going on. And it was working for the Army, working for an organization on an Army base. And I went down to the small town that was just outside the Army base. And I talked to business people, introduced myself as I'm Kirk Hazlett, and I'm going to be working for this organization. What do you know about them? Almost 100% of the people, everyone that I talked to said, I don't know who you're talking about. I've never heard of them. I went in to meet my boss, the commander of the Army school where I'd be working. He looked at me, he says, "Why are you here?" Sir, I have been downtown talking to the business people. We are the largest organization on this Army base. We have more than 5,000 students and faculty, and no one knows who we are. You have an identity problem, an image problem. I am going to fix it. And what I did was I started with that, and I worked with the media, newspapers, radio, everyone. And within 2 years, we were known and talked about around the world. People everywhere knew who we were. But I'm starting at zero. Nobody knows. Now I'm international. Almost everyone knows.
Okay. Now my next question is, how has PR changed over the year with social media?
it's it's made it impossible for public relations professionals to sleep. In the beginning, in the early days before social media, you knew as a public relations professional that you usually had some time to do research, prepare your answers, and talk to the public. That was then. To social media today, social media there is no time. You and I are talking here. You're on one side of the world, I'm on the other side. We're talking to each other. It means that I, as a public relations professional, I have to be immediately aware of what's being said, what's being talked about my organization, and have an answer, because I will be asked by someone, have to be ready for it. So that is the biggest change, is just the time that you have available to you to research, prepare, has gone from this to this. But It also gives you the opportunity to spread your message around the world, to tell people what you're doing. So it's a good one, good news in a way, and not so good news in another way.
Okay, so now my next question is, please can you mute your mic because the voice is coming double. Then I speak, then a voice again come to me.
I'm saying you have to ask something again. I don't quite.
Yeah. Okay, now my next question is, what advice would you give students who want to work in communication or PR?
That's a very, very good question. Sorry, I had a little bit of trouble understanding. My advice is just be be sure that it's what you really want to do. And I love to tell stories, so I'll tell one more quick story. I took a group of students to a public relations meeting in Boston when I was teaching up there. These were my public relations students. They had taken all of my classes. We had the presidents of three public relations agencies talking about what they expected from their employees. What do you need to be successful? We finished the meeting, we're walking out, and one of the students came over. She says, I need to talk to you. Okay, what is it? She said, I don't think I want to do this public relations stuff anymore. Okay, what are you interested in? She said, well, my major is communication, public relations. My minor is social work. I love social work. I said, make that your major. 20 years later, she is a senior member of a major hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, in social work, doing very good things. So, my advice to students is be sure that it's something you really want to do. Talk to people, talk to professionals, be sure that this is where you really want to be. And then, if you are, go for it. But talk to professionals, find out what they are looking for in their employees, how they got to where they are today for themselves. So that gives you some ideas on how what you need to be doing to move up.
Okay, you are explaining in detail, and I am very learning from you. Thank you. And now my next question is, what is your favorite part of working with PRSA?
That's a good question. And this is something, again, that I talked a lot about. Public Relations Society of America is an organization that is was created for public relations professionals to help them understand better, to learn things so that they can improve the way they do public relations. So for me, being a member of PRSA and working with PRSA, I'm able to interact with, to communicate with other professionals who are a lot smarter than me and a lot more successful than I am. And I learn from them every day. I learn something new through PRSA. And I'm able, as a member on serving on different boards of directors, to help other PR professionals move up in their career field. So it's a two-way street. I win by learning, but I also give back to the community.
Okay, so now my next question is, what is your favorite part? Sorry, exactly. How can young people improve their communication skills?
It's a four-letter word. It's called work. WORK. And this is just, how do you improve? You improve your communication skills by A, doing it, and B, asking for feedback, asking for advice. Throughout my career and even today, when I'm doing things, I ask other people, what do you think about this? Does this sound okay to you? So, just to do it and look for opportunities to be involved. If you think you need some more practice writing, you're in. I would just say this using universities. The university has a newspaper usually. The university has a magazine. The university has a radio station. The university has and some of them have a television station. Get involved with them. Improve your skills. Learn. Do more. And always ask for feedback. Ask other people, does this sound okay? Is this good? And then, of course, obviously, you're a student. Take the courses. Look for things. Even me today, I take online courses so that I can learn the new things that have come up here. So don't just say, okay, I got my degree, I'm finished, I don't need to do anything else. No. Look for the opportunities. Never stop learning.
Okay, you are saying very right. I agree with you, and I really learned from your journey and your experience in this interview. So I have to over now interview. Thank you for giving me interview, Kirk Hazlett, and I really enjoyed this interview. So goodbye, and can you give me at last the feedback for this interview and feedback?
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye now.